This is Louis Katz, your videographer and narrator, welcoming you to the first annual Don Quixote Folk Pottery Festival. The contest, now in progress, is to see which team of potters can produce the most mortars in 30 minutes. According to local tradition, potters in Don Quixote have been producing pots for at least 250 years. During the last 30 years, the potters have gained widespread recognition for their creative designs and vigorous marketing. This festival, an attempt to increase the tourist economy of Don Quixote, is just one manifestation of that marketing.
โดยใช้นักท่องเที่ยวด้วยกันเองนะครับเป็นผู้สมัครและเป็นผู้เข้าทำการแข่งขันเราจะไม่อนุญาตให้ช่างปั้นหรือผู้ประกอบกิจการปั้นต้องกังวลนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นการนั่งปั้นหรือยืนปั้นหรือจะต่อขาในการปั้นนะครับเราอนุญาตเพียงต้อง
Here, Lung Gao, or Uncle Glass, is participating in a contest to see who can make the tallest pot in 45 minutes. In his 50s, Uncle Glass is one of the most skilled potters in the village. His family has produced pots in Thailand for at least 5 generations, and his children continue the tradition. This coiling technique quickly produces strong, thin ware. The technique, similar to that used in other cultures in Southeast Asia, is best suited to producing large ware such as 15-gallon water storage jars. Once learned, however, the technique can also be used to quickly produce small pots in asymmetrical hand-built forms. Uncle Glass is standing on a pair of stools, while below his assistant spins the wheel. With 30 minutes left, Lung Gao, an old man by Thai standards, has turned the coiling of the pot over to his assistant. When the contest was finished, the pot measured over 7 feet tall. The largest volume contest was conducted in 3 40-minute stages. The 2 hours between each stage allowed each section of the pots time to stiffen before the next section was added. The pots, the largest ever made in Don Quixote, took 2 hours labor to produce. When making large pots, the potters expend a great deal of effort keeping the rim of each section centered. To achieve this end, they are willing to accept small variations in wall thickness. If necessary, small amounts of clay are cut from the rim with a pin tool.
ขอเชิญคุณเกียรตินะครับโฆษกประจำงานนะครับไม่ทราบว่าทานข้าวหรือยังครับตอนนี้เราจะหมดเวลาแล้วเร่งมือหน่อยกำลังขับเที่ยวในสุดในการปั้นโอ่งขนาดจิ๋วส่วนโอ่งใหญ่นะครับโอ่งยักษ์นะครับยันโดยเด็ดขาดนะครับสำหรับการแข่งขันในครั้งนี้
The pots are almost finished. Made only for this contest. These are the largest pots ever made in Don Quixote. Too wide to fit through the doors of the potter's kiln. They will never be fired.
ขึ้นมาแล้วประมาณเมตร50 เซนเศษนะครับสำหรับเบอร์5นะครับติดตามด้วยเบอร์12นะครับตามมาแล้ว13แซงมาจะติดนะครับ13แซงมาแล้วครับใครเป็นผู้ชนะในวันนี้เป็นพยานกันนะครับสำหรับผู้ชนะในการแข่งขันประเภทความสูงโดยการส่งเสริมการท่องเที่ยวและปีแห่งศิลปหัตถกรรมของชาตินะครับหมู่บ้านด่านเกวียนได้จัดกิจกรรมในการส่งเสริมการท่องเที่ยวขึ้นที่บริเวณกลางหมู่บ้านด่านเกวียนวันนี้เรามีการแข่งขันหลายประเภทนะครับขณะนี้เรากำลังทำการแข่งขันประเภทความสูงอยู่นะครับด้วยนะครับ11 12นะครับ13ครับ15นะครับ
The highlight of the Pottery Festival is the volume judging contest. The pot holding the most counted buckets of water is deemed the winner.ต่อไปนะครับ14เที่ยวนะครับ14นะครับตามมาแล้วเรามาลองดูลุ้นรางวัล15ครับ16ครับต่อไป17นะครับเพื่อน
กันแล้วครับ18ตอนนี้นะครับ17นะครับ
This is a Don Quinn two-piece potter's wheel. It's made out of a solid block of teak wood and a shaft of palm. This is the shaft being mounted in the ground for the Folk Pottery Festival. Normally, once set in the ground, the shafts will remain until they need replacing. The day after the festival, everyone returned to their studio. Here Lung Di, or Uncle Good, is making a series of pots for export to the West. Notice the twisting action of Lung Di's inside hand. Squeezing the sticky soft clay against the outside hand to form a thin wall, his inside hand smooths the clay into the layer below. In Don Quinn, the clay is very sandy and lacks the cohesiveness of the clays used by potters in the West. Although it allows tall, thin walls to be made with wet clay, it makes the Western potter's procedure for opening floors very difficult. The Don Quinn coiling technique, however, turns the coarse nature of the clay from a liability to an asset. The technique is quick and requires relatively little physical exertion. Finished with the bottom section of one pot, Lung Di begins another. When he has finished coiling the first section on all 6 of his wheels, he returns to the first wheel and begins to throw.
Thôi tao hãy bàn chỉnh. Điไปทางโน้นหายบ้านหน้าบ้านน้องจิ๊บไปเนื้อเราก็เห็นเนื้อต้องบ้านเห็นบ้านน้องจิ๊บบ้านน้องจิ๊บน่ะแล้วบ้านน้องจิ๊บไปทางโน้นบ้านน้องจิ๊บ
โอ้ไม่ได้นะ
บ้านแกนไปบ้านแกนไป
อะไร
โอ้ไม่ได้จับงอเด็ก
Potters in Don Quixote work in pairs. Some think that this is because the second person is there to turn the wheel and roll the coils. Thai culture, however, places a strong emphasis on companionship, and I like to think that the second potter's true role is that of a companion. Unlike other pottery villages where children will probably be drawn away to high-paying jobs in factories, children of potters in Don Quixote, with its substantial international market, will probably continue in the centuries-old pot-making tradition. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and here are the pots with the bottom sections complete and all the tops coiled. The top sections are about to be finished. The sound you hear in the background is the pug mill, powered by a small, noisy tractor engine. The width of the neck is checked, and after mopping the last traces of water from the bottom of the pot, it is done. Don Quien produces ceramic products other than pots. Here, decorative wall tile destined for temples, government buildings, and private businesses are molded on aluminum molds. The molds are lubricated with a rag to which diesel fuel has been applied. The clay is pressed into the molds, the backs trimmed, and the finished tile removed. Some potteries of Don Quien also produce large-scale bas-relief murals. Lung Mi, Uncle Have, and Kun Wang, his helper, are making the 9-inch square blocks for a mural. In this steel mold, sand is used as a separating agent. After the clay blocks have dried to a firm but still pliable condition, the rough edges are trimmed and the blocks placed on a large-scale easel. The design for the mural, drawn on gridded paper, is transferred to the blocks and the carving is begun. This carver, a trainee, is a recent graduate of a design school in Korat, a nearby city. The murals of Dan Quyen usually depict war scenes or are religious in nature. The religious imagery is Indian in origin, with a wide variety of Hindu and Buddhist figures. The murals are highly influenced by the stone